Oh my. Hello, everybody, and welcome to a Texas edition of Wednesday Night OWCP Chats with Chris and Gini.
Yes. Hi, guys.
We are live in sunny and smoking hot Dallas, Texas, the Lone Star State.
Anybody ever? We don't want to be at.
Anybody ever seen that map? And it's got it's got the Texas border drawn on it, the U.S. map, and the only border that you see on it is Texas, and then nothing else, right? And on the map, it says Texas on top of Texas, right? And on top of the rest of the country, it says not Texas. And that's how we feel about Texas. And you got to say it right. I asked her if she was going to say it right, and she said Texas or something like that.
I said Texas.
So you don't get to do it. You don't get to say it tonight because you got to say Texas because that's how we say it here.
Okay, so a lot of you guys have been seeing our pictures on Facebook, and thank you guys from last week. We had some bad things happen to our Facebook, and my Facebook is back.
This thing's working better with hotel Wi-Fi than it did on our house last week.
I know a lot of you have been saying that you've been getting your Facebooks hacked. You could please reach out to me. I'll give you step by step exactly what to do.
She knows how to fix it now.
Now that I know how to fix it, so I'm definitely here to help. Just message me.
Who saw my Facebook post that said Helms 1, hacker 0? Now, obviously, I want to say bad words on that, but I decided to restrain myself, kind of hold back a little bit.
Yeah. So tonight's edition is dedicated to our BOP guys and girls. Honestly, because we're here and we get so busy. Can you turn that a little? We get so busy. We weren't going to do chats because we don't bring anything with us. I just happen to have our restream up and going, and since we were asked to do it, we said tonight is dedicated to BOP. So two things that we're going to talk about.
And for those of you that don't know, that's Bureau of Prisons. And let me say this.
Bureau of Prisons, yeah.
This is the thing. So prison guards, and there's more than just guards, obviously, but I like to just put it in simple terms. These are, I think, maybe the Border Patrol and prison guards are the baddest people that you'll ever come in contact with, okay? If you go into a dark alley, you bring these people with you.
Bring them with you.
But there's another side to them. They are teddy bears, okay? They are the friendliest people. I think I have as many friends in the in the prison ranks as I do in any other agency. They are so much fun to be around. There's never a dull moment with BOP employees. It's the most fun that you can have.
Yeah, I mean, I got a lot of offers for taking me out to dinner.
I was like, that's great, as long as I don't have to pay.
Yeah, and we had a fun time on Monday night. Too many tequila shots. Not Chris.
Too many for her.
And we had Eric Blowers here. He was their guest as well. So it was really good for everyone.
Yeah.
We brought the books to show the books. So everybody that was here got a free copy and was able to take more books back if they needed it.
One of the guys came by and said, hey, I read through your book. This is now going to be, quote, my Bible for OWCP.
The guy was taking notes.
And the thing is, it's so funny. All my books are like 150 to 200 pages. This one's 50 pages long. And I told Gini when I made it, it's small, but, don't let the size fool you. This is probably the most important book I've ever written. It's called The 25 Things You Can Do to Win in OWCP, because too many people are still losing because they are not in reach of a federal injury center's office. And so I wrote this book so that no matter what, no excuses, you get your claim accepted. And people are using it already. They're reading through it. They're coming and asking, can I get some more? I'm going to give it to friends. You can get yours at www.breakingowcp.com. And for right now, everything is PDF downloads. And some people say, gosh, I don't want that. I understand. I know you don't want it. Some of you don't care, but a lot of people are like me, okay? For me, a book is like a trophy. When I finish the book, I feel really good about it. I want to have the hard copy of the book, right? But the point of this is that you can't put that in your pocket. But everyone carries their cell phone around all the time. You always have your cell phone. And at any given time, your supervisors are telling you just some BS crap that's based totally in like some alternate reality for them, because it's not true. BS crap. I'm trying to be nice. I mean, I could say shit, but I'm just trying to be nice when I say crap. And so what I want you to be able to do is just be able to pull this thing up on your phone, because you downloaded it to your phone and your phone's always in your pocket. and say, listen, I know you said that I can't get a CA-16, but let me tell you what it says here, because here's the law. And I put really important, pertinent laws in this book because they're the most common things that happen. Like one of the things that came up today, someone said, well, talk about
limited duty.
Yeah, talk about limited duty. I read your book, and I can't believe that I'm allowed 30 to 45 days to accept an offer when every time they tell me I have to accept it right now. Well, the thing is, when you have this book downloaded to your phone, you turn to that, whatever number that is in here, and you get the law, and you get to tell your supervisor, listen, here's what the Code of Federal Regulations says. I don't have to do this right now. I got 30 days. I'll get back to you. And so that's the value of having Breaking OWCP in your pocket.
Yeah.
Is that at a moment's notice, when otherwise you would be at a disadvantage because you don't know the rules and your supervisor's a dummy, and or as Victor said, stupid visor. You get to say, hey, stupid visor, I know you're dumb, playing dumb, or both, but hey, let me educate you. Here's what the law says, and you'll be able to pull this thing out. So go to breakingowcp.com and get yours. All 4 versions are on there as a PDF, and they're all valuable. They all have great information, laws, and tips, and so forth. But in my opinion, the smallest book is the biggest book because of the impact it's going to make on your life. So download breakingowcp.com to your phone, please.
Yeah.
Get it tonight. It's $8.50 or $8.95. Listen, everybody blows $9 or $10 on stuff they don't need all the time.
Yeah, on coffee.
This is $9 or $10. $9 or $10, whatever it is. It's $8.95 that can save your life. It's worth more than a cup of coffee. So get Breaking OWCP at breakingowcp.com.
Yeah, so like I said, tonight's Wednesday night chats is not sponsored, but it is dedicated to all the guys and ladies here for the BOP convention.
And if you're watching us here tonight, that means that you're not out having fun like we have been all the other nights. And so we will do our very best to make this entertaining. And when it's over, you can hit the bar again, and I'll see you down there.
So those of you that are new, we come on every Wednesday night whenever possible. We let you know when we can't because we're traveling. We're here at the BOP's National Convention. They had a President's Convention. Congratulations to Brandy Moore. She is the new BOP president.
National president.
Yeah, national. So we're excited. She's so super cute with her
awesome.
twin sister. And so those of you that asked me out to dinner, I'm available.
She gets
tomorrow.
a rain check. No, tomorrow we're busy.
Oh, yeah.
And you're going to have to come to Florida.
I might be able to get a shot with you tomorrow. And a shout out to our friends over at Coleman Prison in Ocala. When we
almost the Villages, but yeah,
we got invited to their picnic, and we're excited.
And Victor, we can't wait to see you guys at the APW seminar in Ocala as well.
I already got the invitation, Victor. I have it in my calendar. I canceled, Victor, my Utah trip to come to APW. So,
dude, can you believe she canceled
I
Utah?
wasn't going to, but I said I couldn't do this to AJ and Victor. That's what I said to him with those 2 names. I couldn't do that to you guys. So
we're skipping Utah. So make sure you pack the house, fill the room up with people.
He said I'm expensive.
Yeah, trust me, she's expensive. And Misty, it's nice to see you too. Looking forward to see you again in person.
Misty, I saw that you posted on Chris's when he said that I got hacked. That you messaged me, but I didn't get a message. I think it got deleted. And
we got unhacked.
Just to let you guys know, there is a couple hundred of you that got taken off of my Facebook page. I'm sorry.
When you see a new friend request, accept it.
I don't know. Well, I won't be doing that because I'm not going to go on and see who, because I don't know who I have and who I don't have. So
just go back to her page and refollow.
You're just going to have to go follow or friend request or whatever.
Because the hacker did 2 things. Okay. One, stole her email and cell phone so that she couldn't get her 2-factor authentication. But the worst part the hacker did was remove followers.
Yeah.
And, that's devastating to some of you because, what we offer you is so valuable. So just go back and double check and make sure you're still following Gini Helms on Facebook. And if you're not, just hit the follow button again. And all is right with the world. We've set it up. The password that she's using is stupid. It is so ridiculous.
If I get hacked again, I'm going to lose it because
it's going to take an artificial intelligence program to hack her now. There's no way.
Here's one advice I do want you guys to know. It is wise for you to go into your settings, and it gives you the option to download every post, every video, and every picture
To the cloud.
To your cloud. And when we get back home, we're going to be doing that because my phone got jammed up.
And we're going to download it all to an external hard drive too, because, you know, she's got years and years and years, two decades of pictures.
Yeah.
Where her boys were just little. And, you know, she was devastated mostly by the pictures, you know?
Yeah. So
by her, you know, for her sons, her ex-boyfriends, all that stuff.
It's Matthew McConaughey. Not ex. He's not my ex. He won't be my ex.
Future, whatever.
Future
as long as he's
boyfriend.
buying, I don't care.
And all you guys in BOP.
Those are my boys.
All right, let's get started. So we're talking about two topics tonight. So one that was requested, one that was requested by the BOP was limited duty, and we get this all the time about limited duty. So I'm gonna have Chris start talking about that one first, and then we'll go into our second one, the one that you wanted to talk about. So limited duty.
I'm not sure I was ready for this. I don't know if I know anything about limited duty assignments.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
What we're gonna we're doing the limited duty, and we're talking about how to have maximum success with your CA1 claims. Those are the two topics. Get your pen or paper or pencil or whatever you use. Let's get started. Which one do you want to talk about first?
I'm just gonna go.
Okay.
All right. So I'll start with limited duty assignments because to me this one's simple. But the reason that tonight I said let's talk about how to win with a CA1 claim is because I'm still getting so many people, in spite of our best efforts. And man, if we can do something better, let us know what we can do better. We'll do that too. But, you know, in spite of my best efforts to teach, you know, the country, all federal employees about how to, you know, win in the system, I still have people that don't know that they have 3 years to file a claim, that don't know what a CA16 is and don't know how to protect their COP and, you know, just a number of things. I'm just like, man, what do I got to do? What am I doing wrong? What can I do better to get the word out? Like I've written 4 books. We've done thousands of hours of training. We do live stuff like we're doing here. So I want to just kind of get back to basics and talk to you about what you do with the CA1 claim, a CA1 injury, so that you get your claim accepted and you can get back to work and make it to retirement, right? Which is everyone's, I think, end goal. But I'll get to that second. The first thing I want to talk about is limited duty assignments. I just talked about this a few weeks ago, but it's worth doing again because somebody asked me to, and so I'm happy to do it. Your supervisors are such idiots. You know, they come to you, they have this limited duty offer, they put it in front of you, and they put you on the spot, and they say, sign here, you got to sign it right now. And if you don't sign it, I'm going to rescind the offer, and it won't be valid anymore. It won't be available to you anymore. Okay, so first of all, that's an asshole move, and they shouldn't do it because this is your life we're talking about, your livelihood we're talking about. You being able to get to work and clock in is the surest way to get paid. I say it all the time. You know, it's one of my criticisms. The surest way to get paid is to clock in, right? And your supervisors deprive you of the right to get paid by clocking in when they tell you, you must sign this now. Well, I was talking with Eric Blowers, and he said he was in a meeting a while back where I think an OWCP rep said that they did a study or something. Whatever they did, they went through a bunch of limited duty offers, and they found out that 90% of those limited duty offers didn't match the CA17 duty status report. That means that 90% of people that said yes to that were going back to a job that was potentially unsafe to them. And, you know, when you go to clock in and you're sure to get hurt again, that's not okay. You know, and that's what supervisors are doing when they tell you you've got to accept this offer now. Well, as you may remember from a few weeks ago when I taught this subject, I said, you know, I never took the time to read the law on limited duty offers because to me, common sense would probably manage what happens. And of course, you can't count on your supervisors, or as Victor said, stupidvisors. You can't count on them to have common sense, much less use it if they had it. And so I said, okay, I better figure this thing out. So I went and I looked, and it turns out, it turns out that the law uses common sense. It's insane. Like, you wouldn't even believe that there's a law that uses common sense, but it does. And sneak peek into the book, it's in here. If you look at page 35, it says that if the agency can provide alternative limited work, it'll make an offer to an injured employee and provide a copy to OWCP. Well, all right, stop. Why are they providing a copy to OWCP if you have to sign it right now? What would the purpose be to give it to OWCP? You should be asking yourself that. And so the Code of Federal Regulations says that OWCP shall, remember that word shall means absolute. They will do it no matter what. They shall advise the employee that it has found the offered work to be suitable and afford the employee 30 days to accept the job or present any reasons to counter OWCP's findings of suitability. So it gives you 30 days to say yes or no. Like, well, whatever would I do in that 30-day period?
Twiddle my thumbs?
While your doctor's reviewing it.
Oh.
So the code also says if the employer has advised the employee in writing that the alternate position exists within the agency, the employee shall provide the description and physical requirements ... to the attending physician and ask whether and when he or she will be able to perform such duties. So it goes to your claims examiner. Your claims examiner contacts you, not your supervisor. Your claims examiner contacts you and says, hey, we think there's a suitable job offer. Show it to your doctor. And then your doctor has a chance to look at it and say yes or no. And if they say no, they give you 15 more days to figure it out, which would be basically another narrative report from the doctor and a new CA-17 explaining what you can do in better details to your supervisor, who's a dummy. So the key is that with limited duty, it's so important. All right, get this. This is your opportunity to get back to work and clock in, okay? To stop filling out CA-7s, claim for compensation, to stop collecting documentation, to stop having to e-comp it and hope for the best and wait for, a denial letter instead of a paycheck. Instead of all of that, you get paid because you clocked in. And so your supervisors are saying, hey, buddy, you got to sign this right now. And when you have this in your pocket, you don't have to, because it's easy. You just go to page 35 and 36 and say, I don't have to sign that. Here's what the law says. What are they going to do? You've made them aware of the law. Hopefully you're in contact with a union rep so you can have somebody to file grievances on your behalf. You've got the opportunity to contact OSHA and say, hey, they're not allowing me to exercise my rights under the law. OSHA says that's a crime. And probably you have EEO grounds because I think they're not treating you fairly when they don't give you the opportunity to exercise your rights under the law. So you have lots of ways that you can combat all this nonsense. But number one is you got to have the law ready to go. So the other thing you want to do, just by the way, after you get the book, you need to do your best to sort of memorize the table of contents, just kind of know what's in the book. That way, when a situation comes up, you know where to go and you can go there fast because you're going to have to be, think on your toes. But with limited duty assignments,
Your toes.
you got to think on your toes. You got to be fast. Head on a swivel. Okay. Head on a swivel.
I'm scared.
That's what we got to do. And so I want you to do that. So don't accept limited duty assignments without showing it to your doctor, and you have 30 days and up to 45 to get this thing all worked out and make sure your doctor likes it. If your doctor doesn't like it, I don't like it. You shouldn't either, because the doctor's job is to keep you safe. The supervisor's job is to be a jerk, right? So who cares what they think, which is number 25. Any questions on that?
Not yet. Is there any on there?
Well, yeah, I see some here.
Okay, so sorry, folkies.
Hey, Tanya. So Tanya said, I'm back with another injury. Tanya, I'm really sorry that happened. I had an appointment with the local federal injury center this Friday, but they wanted to reschedule for next Friday. Okay, I don't know why. So is it okay to see them after the work comp doctor sees? Oh yeah, you can go see them anytime. You have the right to initial selection of physician. Remind me, Tanya, where you're located. Just put it in the chat here. Just tell me where you're located, please. Asha, I hope I said it right. It might be Asha, but Asha. I got denied for causal relationship twice. That's very common. That's because doctors write bad reports. Hope it wasn't mine. Currently, I am restricted to light duty. If I go back to work, do I hinder myself
for reapplying
for work comp? No. You're fine. You can go to work and still reapply for work comp. Don't sweat that. You're protected under the law on that one. John, hello from Oklahoma City. Hello, John. What's up?
Oh, she's going to South Bend, Dr. Carrich.
Okay, so I feel very confident with Dr. Carrich.
Mm-hmm. He's been getting claims accepted.
So if he had to reschedule you, there was probably a really good reason, because that's not his style. So just hang in there. But Yeah. Hey, and in the meantime, Tanya, if you need any help, give us a private message. We'll help you out.
I'm just going to explain something real quick. A lot of you have been messaging me and calling and saying, some of our offices aren't calling back. You're not getting callbacks. We're going to handle that.
Oh, so, we got a plan to fix that.
So please, if any office, just give me the number and the name and whatever, and we'll handle it. And I'm apologizing for all of them across the board. However, coming from our partner, Tom, it takes them a while. They have to get all of your information, the intake form. They got to ask you detailed information.
That's after they do answer the phone.
Well, yeah. And then they got to get all your paperwork and make sure that you did file your claim, help you do all that. So it does take a day or two. Be patient. If you haven't gotten a call back in a week,
tell her.
You can either call me, message me, or you can just call the office and let me know. Because I normally, as soon as you send the message, I screenshot it and I send it over to that doctor and they're on it immediately.
So when I used to, speaking of Texas, when I used to manage the offices here, that's how I learned OWCP. I spent 21 years managing an OWCP practice, the largest OWCP practice on the face of the earth in Texas. We didn't have a problem answering the phone because I was in charge of that office, like directly. It was mine. And so we had like 8 lines coming in and 5 people answering. So there was no way we'd ever miss a call. It was impossible. And my manager, Sharon, was the best manager in the history of managers, period. If you know her, then you know. So we didn't have that problem. But here we are. I've got 50 plus offices now. It's a little harder to manage, but it's not impossible. So we have a solution to that problem. And I expect by the end of the year that we'll never miss a call again. So I appreciate your patience. What little you deserve or I deserve from you, I appreciate it.
Yeah. And so please be patient. But again, if they haven't called you back in a week, you've got to let me know, and you got to let me know immediately, because as soon as I get your message and ask him, I live on my phone. This is why when
she got hacked, it was a disaster.
It was detrimental, like literally. If I didn't get it back within 30 days, they would have shut down all the business pages that I oversee.
But shout out to Jennifer and Emmy for picking up the ball and
helping out
with those messages. We're lucky to have them.
Yeah. And so any more questions on limited duty?
Well, hold on. So Asha, Asha, just send us a message. I just want to help you personally. So send us a message on Facebook and let us see what we can do for you. Brian said, I seen my doctor and my nurse case manager went in after me leaving, which happens. That's pretty common. When I left, I was not clear to return to work. She submits that I am and has an offer letter. Okay, so that's actually good, Brian, because let me tell you why it's good. Because there's no way you lose on this deal if you follow the law that I just talked about. Let's say the nurse case manager's job, by the way, is primarily to get you back to work. That's that person's job. So don't fault that person for doing her job. I assume it's a woman, so her. Don't fault her for doing the job. But the cool thing is that when they give that offer to you in writing, they also give it to the claims examiner. The claims examiner gets a chance to review it and compare it to the CA-17. And that's when they say there's a suitable offer. If not, they're probably going to go back to the agency and say, no, that's not going to work, right? So this triggers your opportunity to show it to your doctor. And from there, you show it to your doctor and you get to have your doctor say, hey, this is going to be fine. It's safe. This is good for you because you get to go back to work and clock in. You get to stop jumping through hoops to get paid. And I recommend it. I recommend any chance you get to go back to work safely that you do it. One of the things I say is go back to work as soon as medically possible. And another reason this is good is because, okay, so now you have an offer letter. That's fine. Your doctor has a chance to say, no, this doesn't work. And so this is good. This is the agency responding to a nurse case manager and, doing what that person told them to do and work in your best interest. And then, you get the added protection of your doctor getting to review it. So that's fine.
Yeah.
Victor said it pissed him off when he tried to help an employee with limited or light duty. And they said, I'm afraid because they can retaliate against me. Victor.
I'm glad you're standing up for yourself.
Well, he's talking about somebody else, but he's standing up for them.
Yeah.
He's standing up for them. And I'm with you on that. The retaliation thing is such bullshit. Nothing pisses me off more than a supervisor who is not qualified to be a supervisor because they act that way. I would have fired them every day of the week, 365 days a year. They'd get fired by me. But keep fighting. And for everybody else,
stop being scared.
Victor's a union rep, and he's the example of why you need to get involved with your union. And somebody's going to come on here and say, yeah, my union doesn't care about me. Maybe, but somebody does, right? Now, Victor is in a place that's very fortunate, okay? The Florida APWU, they maximally give a damn about their people.
They do.
Maximally. Like,
Darn.
they are incredible. And believe me, there are places around this country just like that. So get involved with your union. And the other thing I can tell you is if you're not happy with what's happening in yours, don't just get involved, become a steward.
Right.
Run for office, do something, make a difference. You can be the change, right? So, Victor, I really appreciate you. You, sir, are a badass.
Brian Griffin said, I had surgery and I still have the same pain as before the surgery. I need another MRI.
Yeah. So, I'm not sure where you're located, Brian. You may have said it. I'm sorry. I don't remember, but, we can help you with that. If you're in any area close to us, we're happy to help you, because we're able to get MRIs at basically on demand. So let us know if there's something we can do to help that.
Aw, Victor, you and Chris having a little bromance there.
I love Victor.
I know, we all love Rick. Oh, you're in Hudson.
Oh, man,
So,
we can help you.
Land O'Lakes, down the road.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit of a drive, but
No, not from Hudson.
no, I said a little bit of a drive, not a lot of a drive. Brian, go to federalinjurycenters.com. At the top of the page, it says final location. Go down to Florida, go to Land O'Lakes, give them a call. Dr. Kammerer there, we call him Dr. K because that's a mouthful. Dr. K is a prodigy. Believe me, he's going to get this done. And he's got lots of imaging centers that'll see you like today, and they won't charge you any money out of pocket.
Being at this convention since Sunday, we've heard some horror stories on what's happening, that HR is handling these cases and purposely denying them, and they're saying they don't know how to do CA1s, they don't know how to do this, they don't know how to file e-comp. I mean, it's bad.
Yeah,
it's the things that we heard, it's bad. So when we're there and we're actually doing our training, or if any of, like, BOP has a national OWCP guy, which is awesome.
He's a great guy. He's
awesome.
The first, I don't want to say the first. He's one of the few OWCP reps for a union that doesn't exhibit like, what is it? Animosity to me, or insecurity to me.
What's wrong with Chris's chair?
Yeah, I know, it's super squeaky, right? Freaking hotel square chairs. But yeah, the BOP OWCP rep is a great dude, and all he wants to do is win for his people. So he and I hit it off like that.
Yeah.
Like, I love these guys.
And yeah. So
hey, Brian, definitely call that Land O'Lakes office, and don't worry anymore. We're going to take care of it.
So you'll be seeing some of our offices, those of you that are new. Some of our offices on here, they'll put Federal Injury Centers of and whatever office. Look, we're just seeing Columbus, Ohio.
Dr. Brooks in Columbus.
Mm-hmm.
So him and Dr. Courage in South Bend, Ohio, go Irish.
Indiana,
go Irish. They have something in common. They have a couple of things in common, but here's two things they have in common. They are right now the most rapid growing accepted claims offices we have. In Columbus, Ohio, and South Bend, Indiana, they have a higher rate of acceptance than any other office in Federal Injury Centers right now. They're absolutely crushing it. They hit home runs every time they wake up in the morning. So if you're in the Columbus area or you're in South Bend, go Irish, you got to give these guys a call. They are absolutely crushing it.
Okay. So remember, we're talking about two topics. He just went over about limited duty. If you still don't understand it, you can go ahead and post it. But the other,
if you don't understand it, just get the book.
Oh yeah.
$8.95. Put Breaking OWCP in your pocket.
And also, the next topic we're going to talk about is how to file your CA1
and not get screwed.
Yeah, it's how to have maximum success with your CA1 claims.
So tonight I'm actually using this book, and I'm going to show you how to apply the 25 things you can do to win an OWCP to a CA1 claim.
Mm-hmm.
Limited duties in here. I wanted it there. You need the laws, so that there you need those laws. That's the key. You can tell your supervisor, no, that's not right, but they're not going to believe you, or they're not going to care, or they're dummies, right? Or all the above, right? But when you can show them the law, they got to give in. They have to relent. There's no way, because if they keep pushing you, you've got great grounds for a grievance at the very minimum, because you can just show the law they violated. How can they win a grievance if you can show the law they're violating? Like, you must win that grievance. You should bat 1,000 on grievances when it comes to OWCP when you have breaking OWCP in your pocket. Dr. Mack in Virginia. Hello, sir. Thank you for being here. We've got I don't even know, 6 or 7 or 8 Virginia locations.
Yeah, he's the Federal Injury Centers of Woodbridge, Virginia. Dr.
Mack may be the friendliest face you'll ever see on planet Earth.
He's always smiling.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get back to the CA1.
Okay, so I'm gonna use Volume 4, Breaking OWCP, to show you how to use this book to navigate a CA1. I'm not going to read the book to you because get the book, and it's only going to take you 10 minutes to read, or 15 if you want to read it twice. It's meant to be simple. But so here's what's going to happen with the CA1. Number 1, get your supervisor's email address. So you're going to go to ecomp.dol.gov, and you're going to fill out a CA1 right there online. And then it's going to go to your supervisor, right? Well, your supervisor is then going to have 10 days to submit that to OWCP. If you don't have the correct email address, they ain't going to get it, right? And you're not going to, the 10 days isn't going to run because you gave them the wrong email. So be sure you got that. So get the supervisor's correct email address. And then after you fill out your CA1, there's a few things you got to do. Number 1, during the CA1, elect continuation of pay. We were just in, where was it? We were with the DOL.
Wisconsin Dells.
We're in Wisconsin, and we had the opportunity to do a 3-hour class with the Department of Labor, which was amazing because this is Department of Labor. This is what we're doing, right? This freaking chair. Now that Victor said it, I'm super self-conscious. I don't even want to move. Thanks, Victor. So the claims examiner is a senior claims examiner, and he's the president of this particular local union, right? And when I was talking about electing COP in box 15, letter A of the CA1, he made the smartest point that I've ever heard on this topic. And I'll never teach it the other way again. He said, listen, if you get COP and your claim is ultimately denied, they're going to make you pay it back. But the way they make you pay it back is they're going to take your sick and annual leave, right? That's what they're going to do. They're going to take that time back. So don't elect sick and annual on a CA1, elect COP, because what's the worst thing that can happen? The worst thing that can happen is you use your sick and annual leave you're going to in the first place. So you give yourself a fighting chance to keep that stuff. So you always elect continuation of pay. Always, always. But you got to apply on time, or you got to report your injury on time. So to get COP, you got to report within 30 days. But one of the criticisms is, what's the soonest time to do anything? Now. Right now, so don't delay. So you get your supervisor's correct email address, you fill out your CA1 on eComp, and you elect continuation of pay. That way, when you need time off, you have the opportunity to have up to 45 calendar days off, paid by the government, not by your sick and annual leave, and you just get paid, right? No arguing, you get paid. The other thing you got to do is you have to demand a Form CA16. Now, here's the problem. After 8 years of thousands of live training videos, or thousands of live or hours of training videos, and all the live training that we've done and all the books that I've written, I still go into a room of 50 to 100 to 200 people and say, who here, raise your hand, has heard of a CA16? And 5 people will raise their hand.
And that's if the 5 people actually know.
That's right. So nobody still knows about a Form CA16. I should do a whole chats just on CA16s.
I think we're going to do that
just on CA16s, and I'm going to say CA16 500 times in that. But this form pays all of your medical bills for the first 60 days. And if your claim is not accepted, you never have to pay that money back. It's free healthcare for an injury that you didn't ask for. So you demand a CA16. Now, in this book, I've got the laws that tell your supervisors they have to give it to you. It says they shall give you the CA16 within 4 hours of the claimed injury. Okay. Critically important you get this form because it pays your medical bills for the whole 60 days. Imaging, physical therapy, emergency surgery, ER bills, care flight, God forbid. Okay. Everything. And most of you haven't even heard of it. And your supervisors aren't going to offer it up. They're not going to say, hey, I got this thing. It's going to really make your life easier. They're going to hope that your life is made harder so you won't do this thing and you'll run away from it. So you've got to demand a CA16 and have your medical bills paid for. And just as an aside, 100% of people that I've met whose lives financially spiraled out of control, didn't report on time, didn't get a CA-16, did not get continuation of pay 100% of the time. So you got to report right away, like not tomorrow. I always say, and if you see me live in a group, you're gonna find me. I'm gonna find the corner of the room or the little pocket of the room, and I'll say, I know who you are. You're the rub some dirt on it people. Don't rub some dirt on it. Don't wait and hope it gets better. Hope is not a strategy. That's another criticism. You don't rub some dirt on it and wait and hope it gets better. You report the injury, you file the claim, and if it gets better, it gets better. Fine. They'll close the claim. Who cares? But when you report on time, you get all these benefits. You get the CA-16, you get continuation of pay, and you get better, and it doesn't cost you any money out of your own pocket, and you don't have to use your own sick leave. So you got to do those things. You report on time, you get your supervisor's correct email address, you get COP, you get CA-16, and the next thing you do is you choose your own doctor. Your supervisor is going to tell you you've got to go to the doctor they sent you to, which is, it's crap, okay? The law is clear, and it's in this book. You have the right to choose your own physician. You have the right to initial selection of physician, which means first. No supervisor can get in your way of your right to choose. They are required to tell you it's your right to choose, and you can't be forced to go to a doctor who's employed by or contracted with your agency. Hello, VA employees. You don't have to go to a VA doctor. And if you do, those world-class doctors have never gotten an OWCP claim approved that I've ever seen. So don't do that to yourself. Your supervisor is going to tell you have to go to the urgent care. The urgent care is staffed with nurse practitioners. We love those. But those nurse practitioners don't get medical doctors to sign off on their stuff. Denied. Okay, so you have the right to choose your own doctor. And choosing your own doctor is as important as getting a CA-16 and COP, because then you have an opportunity to get someone who's trained. And if you're in range of one of my 50 plus offices, whatever it is today, then you're going to be in good shape. And we're not going to care if you have a CA-16. We don't charge you out of your pocket anyways. We don't want your money. But you need it for the pharmacy. You need it for imaging. Yeah. You need it for surgery, because I don't control those. We're working on it, but I don't control them right now. And so you need a CA-16 because it makes your life better, not because we care. We don't care. We don't need it, but you need it. So do these things, but most importantly, choose the right doctor and take the time. If you don't find a Federal Injury Center's doctor, then you got to search on Google or whatever search engine you use, OWCP injury doctor in your city and state. You'll find somebody that wants to. And if not, you can fall back to us.
Read Asha's message there.
So Asha said, I was injured shaking bags and my, at her postal facility. Went to the hospital via ambulance. Supervisor never provided CA-1 or CA-7, nor completed CA-16 or an incident report. Filed a grievance in EEOC. Union president notified me of these 3 months later. Denied COP due to time restraints because it was too late. Later denied for causal, as I stated. I want to get a lawyer, but I'm tired. Asha, you don't need a lawyer. You don't need a lawyer. In fact, our closest friend is a lawyer, and he would tell you, you don't need me. You need Chris. You need a doctor. Okay, you need somebody that knows how to navigate this thing. You don't need to pay a lawyer right now. You need a lawyer if it's a car wreck. You need a lawyer if it's a schedule award and you want to get paid. You don't need a lawyer for this. You need a doctor who knows how to write reports. We can help you. Where are you located?
Yeah, tell me where you're located, Asha. She also said, I didn't know I even needed to ask for certain forms. Exactly.
I know.
And this is why we tell you. Why we tell you to jump on here, because this is where you're going to learn all the forms. 1 week, what we'll do is we'll do like a 2 hour, and we'll go through all the forms that you should know and should have a record of. And then, because it'll blow your mind that there's forms out there you have no clue what they're for.
Asha, you're in luck. My number two, and I don't mean number two like he's no good. I mean, he's freaking great. Is in Chicago, downtown.
Yeah.
Don't suffer with this anymore, okay? Go to federalinjurycenters.com, check the locations tab at the top, go to Illinois, check Chicago.
Give him a call tomorrow.
That guy just gets claims accepted in his sleep.
Dr. Arcoleo.
We can fix this. I guarantee it. We can fix it. If Dr. Arcoleo can't get it fixed, it can't get fixed. Believe me, you'll be okay.
Victor said, breaking OWCP Volume 3, management is doing things right. Leadership's doing the right thing.
Who said that?
Victor. Hello.
I said that.
That's what he's saying.
I know. He's
breaking
quoting
OWCP me. Volume 3.
I know. I read it. He's quoting me.
Let's see. She said, incident happened last year. Do you know when you guys have a CA-1 injury, You have 3 years to file from
3.
the date it happened. So
And
last
shockingly,
year, you're fine.
And every
You're still
time I
fine.
ask this question, I'm live. I'll tell people, if you've heard me say this, don't answer, right? Because I want to trick people up. And 3 years is fine. You're gonna be good. But I tell them, how long do you have to report an injury before it's just too late? You can't do it anymore.
30 days.
3 days, 2 weeks. I hear all this stuff, and they all heard it from their supervisor. You have 3 years to report an injury. 3 years. Okay, 3. So Asha, you're good.
Yeah.
We're gonna get your claim accepted.
Yeah, so
okay.
it doesn't matter if it happened. You have 3 years.
We're
if
gonna
it happened last year. You still have some time.
We're not just going to get your claim accepted. After that, we're going to help you get your time and money back that you've spent out of your own pocket or out of your own, time bank, and we're going to get you better, and you're going to go back to work.
Yeah.
Dr. Pearson's here from Kansas City, Missouri. Hello. They have hit the ground running. Right now, they're the only federal work comp doctor in Missouri.
That we know of.
No, they're the only federal work comp doctor in Missouri. Okay, so you go to Kansas City and you're going to get your claim accepted. Thank you for being here, Dr. Pearson. So I got one more thing here.
One more thing.
So one more thing on having success with a CA1 injury is get a witness statement. Box 16 is at the bottom of the first page that you have to fill out. The second page is for the supervisor. Box 16 is a witness statement. It's usually blank because people don't want to get involved. They don't want to get in trouble or retaliated against or any of that crap. So this is a criticism. Be a witness, get a witness. All right. If it's you, be a witness. If it's you need a witness. So get one. Don't leave box 16 blank because, many of you have heard the story of Gilbert.
I was going to say for you to talk about that.
Who after 8 years of denials, 8 years, all he did was get reconsiderations on time, right? So he kept the thing alive.
He worked at the VA.
The thing that he needed was a witness statement, and a guy's claim accepted. Excuse me. So we found
a witness. The
guy he lifted and hurt himself 8 years later. And thank God that guy was still living. So a witness statement is so critically important. You've got to have a witness statement on a CA1 claim.
Yeah, and prior to that, they had fired him and then immediately rehired him after his claim got accepted after 8 years.
And basically, he got a vacation that was paid.
Mm-hmm.
So some of you are going to be saying, well, I'm a letter carrier. I'm out working by myself. There's no witnesses. Well, you're delivering to customers. There are other people on the road. There might be people out walking their dog.
Anybody.
Just keep an open mind about who can be a witness to you. Do whatever it takes to get a witness for what happened to you. And look, if there's not one, there's not one. But when you have the opportunity to get one, fight like hell to make it happen.
Yeah, and take pictures too. Keep your pictures. If you happen to have your cell phone, take pictures of everything possible.
Yeah, so there's this lady from, I'm sorry about squeakiness. There's this lady from North Carolina. I think she's a rural carrier. And she stepped out of her LLV into the ditch that goes into the yard. I tell this story every time I do live trainings. And when she stepped in the ditch, there was a hole, and she stepped right into the hole. And she twisted her knee and her ankle. Well, at that moment, what would be a good idea is to take a picture of that hole, right? Now, you're in a lot of pain, but before you get the hell out of there, take a picture of the hole. Well, here's what happened. And a picture of that hole would have been really valuable. We handled it, but here's what happened. She called her supervisor now, right? So she did the right thing, immediately called the supervisor and said, hey, supervisor, I stepped in a ditch and twisted my knee. And he said, well, come on back. Let's fill out the CA1. So she did. So she got back to work. She filled her CA1, and on box 14, she wrote exactly what happened, She's like, I got out of my LLV, I stepped in a hole, and I twisted my knee. And the supervisor on the back, box 35, said, well, my knowledge of the facts of the injury does not agree with the statement of the employee who was hurt. Well, if not, explain why. Here's his explanation. Because when she called me, she said she stepped in a ditch, and on box 14, she said she stepped in a hole. You can't make this stuff up. So the doctor that we had trained, he's not a franchise doctor, and I don't even think he's even doing this work anymore, but he wrote a narrative where he called me at midnight almost on a Friday night because he was livid. And he goes, what do I do about this? And I said, well, doc, here's what we do. We write narrative reports, and anytime the supervisor says these things, we write a paragraph in our report about these things, right? So, if the supervisor said it wasn't in performance of duty, we'd write a paragraph called performance of duty and explain why it was, right? Well, in this case, the supervisor said, well, my knowledge of the facts don't agree with hers because she said ditch, and on the paper she said hole. And so the doctor wrote a paragraph titled in bold letters, the hole was in the ditch, comma, you idiot. And in that paragraph wrote about how she stepped in a hole that was in a ditch. Now imagine she had a picture of the hole in the ditch, right? All clear. Anyways, the supervisor was an idiot. That senior claims examiner who had the most like awesome comment that I'll use all the time also said something that I think was very enlightening. So everyone pay close attention to what I'm about to say. All right. Lean in, listen up. That claims examiner said, when it comes to supervisor statements, we basically ignore them.
Yep.
That's what I want to hear. But this guy's a union president for AFGE, so he's on both sides of this deal, right? He's not just, I mean, he's a federal employee, and all the claims examiners are. But this guy said, we know, especially postal supervisors, by the way, we know postal supervisors are dummies. He didn't use those words. I'm paraphrasing. And we know they're dummies, and so we take their stuff with a grain of salt. We usually ignore it. So don't, and I hear this all the time, well, my supervisor got my claim denied. Nah, your supervisor's an idiot. They don't have the know-how to get a claim denied. They're just being stupid. And they're breaking one of the laws that says anybody that files a false claim or statement in connection with a claim under FECA can be fined, imprisoned, or both. So every time they write something false on a CA1, they run the risk of fine, imprisonment, or both anyways. So that becomes their problem if you elect to start, enforcing that. So those are the key points inside of Volume 4, Breaking OWCP, the 25 things you can do to win an OWCP. Those are just examples of how you apply some of those 25 things to get a CA1 claim approved. Okay, so I'd like you to go ahead and download the book from breakingowcp.com. Download it to your phone. It's okay on your computer, but you got to get it to your phone because you can't carry your laptop around in your pocket, but you can carry your cell phone there, and that's what you do. So download Breaking OWCP to your phone.
Victor says, he's so cute. Volume 3, Chapter 5. You have 3 years to file a CA2 injury. That's why it's good to get Breaking OWCP books. Victor, you're the best.
Appreciate it,
so
Victor.
Love you.
And seriously, some people come on here. It's so funny. Like there used to be this psycho guy. Oh my God. And he was just like, he was chasing me around everywhere, like bad mouthing me. He got himself on some radio show. And on the radio show, he was bad mouthing me. And you know what he's bad mouthing me about? You remember that guy? Remember that crazy dude?
That crazy guy.
Freaking lunatic. He was mad because he called me he said I'm profiteering off of federal employees.
That's the funny.
So he said I'm profiteering on an $8.95 book. So I'm really sorry if that's too expensive. Joke, right? But seriously, I'm not profiteering off of you. It's just that like there's a cost to run this Breaking OWCP platform. And so I just charge enough so I can cover my cost. $8.95 is cheap. Get on there and get the book. Download them all. I mean, obviously, I'm proud of this one because somebody just said it's going to be his Bible for workers' comp. And I never thought of it in those terms. I think it's important. I didn't realize how important it was going to be. And I'm already getting such great feedback on it. And it's only been out for a week, but people are coming up going, man, I can't believe I didn't know any of this stuff. I got to use all this stuff. How do I get you out to train my stewards? I gotta have you out here. We're woefully behind in our OWCP knowledge, and we're getting killed by OWCP, and it's true.
Yeah. Like
nationwide, about 14% of federal employees have accepted claims.
Yeah.
That's unacceptable. At federal injury centers, we push 100%. I mean, what do you want? 14 or 100? I
know a lot of you. He says we get claims approved. Yes, there may be some little hiccup that it may come back denied, but the second time around, you're going to get it approved.
I mean, denials happen. We get denials, but we overcome denials. We don't give up. A lot of doctors say, denied, forget it. I'm not writing another report. That's too much time. I'm not getting paid. Well, we don't even think about how we get paid. Our doctors aren't allowed to take your money. They're not allowed to give up.
Yeah.
And if they don't get paid, that's their problem. Do a better job.
Yesterday, one BOP guy came up to me and he was talking about, it was so hard to find a doctor. He had to go to a primary care doctor. The primary care doctor charged him $750 freaking dollars
to write a bad report.
A 1-page report. And if anybody really knows about narratives, it's about 4 to 5 pages. We've had some nurse practitioners do 12 pages that one time. So,
I had to ask him to stop writing so many pages, but yeah.
So, I mean, it's not a 1-page and it's definitely not a 2-page. And it's got to be detailed from the time you woke up till the accident or injury happened.
Yeah, it's so detailed you wouldn't believe it. Nobody else does it the way we do it. Speaking of writing a book, we basically wrote the book on how to get claims accepted. And we're proud of it. But, unfortunately, we're not in contact with enough people. Right. So the other thing you can do is share. Let everyone know that we're doing this. It's not about selling books. I mean, hell, just tell people to come here so they can get free information. We do this no matter what. We're here, we're doing it. So get people here because you have a right to get your claims accepted. You have a right to not have a work injury ruin your life. And work injuries ruin your lives. They don't have to do that. It doesn't have to ruin your life. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. I used to have this desk calendar when I was a kid, those little tear off pages. And it was a sports calendar. No surprise if you know Chris Helms. But there was this one day on the calendar where there was a coach, and it was a quote from the coach. And he said, there's a light at the end of the tunnel, and it's not a gorilla with a flashlight. And so I'm saying that to you. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. It's not a gorilla with a flashlight. And, the light's there. You just have to pick it up and go. And, we're helping you at federal injury centers. That's what we do for a living. Okay. We get claims accepted for a living. It's what we're known for. Sure. We get you back to work. We've got like a 93% return to work rate. That's unheard of. Okay. We care about you being able to clock in and get paid.
And this claims examiner loved that you said that.
And by the way, we don't send you back to work because we're a company doctor. We send you back to work because we know what the hell you need. You need to get paid, right? You need to not be harassed by your supervisors. That's why we make sure you get back to work. You get back to work because we don't want you to go through the hell that your idiot supervisors put you through when you're out of work. Now, when you can't be at work, you can't be at work. That's how it goes. That's what CA-17s are for, and we take you off. But I was talking to Dr. Harper in Alabama, and he's our most prolific doctor, like over 600 accepted claims already just by himself. And I said, hey, doc, what's your return to work rate? He said, it's about 97%. Mm-hmm. I was blown away. I didn't even tell him to do that. He just decided on his own that people need to go to work because they need to get paid.
Right. And we know you want to still get to retirement.
Yeah. So. I mean, I'm going to these rooms, like, who's been with your agency more than 20 years? Like, most of the room raised their hand. So I get it. I understand what your perspective is. You just want to make it back. And you don't want to keep your coworkers hanging there and having to, pick up the slack. I understand. Like, I've talked to you. I know what you're thinking about. And so we want to get you back to work, but most of all, we want to get your claim accepted and get you better. Yeah. And if we're not getting you better fast enough, you don't get to go back to work. That's just how it goes. But, there's no downside to working with a federal injury center's office because nobody spends more time talking to you than I do. And so I know what you care about. And we apply that every day in our practices around the country. We apply what you need, not what we want, not what, it's not money for damn sure. We don't care. Yeah. Whatever. We don't care. We want you to get better. We want your claim accepted. We want you to make it to retirement.
Victor said it would be good for you guys to train post office management. We've been.
They won't like it.
Number one, we can't because.
I mean, we could, but they don't want it.
Doesn't want it. That's the whole thing.
Yeah, they don't want it.
And that's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to comment anymore about that.
I will. So
Victor, we'll talk one-on-one.
So your supervisors, they don't want to know. I think it's better for them to continue to play dumb, even if they're not, and they are, but they want to play dumb. So they don't want to get educated. If they get educated, they got to start following the rules. Following the rules means they got to do the right thing. And then if they did that, I wouldn't have to write another book. But unfortunately, I'll probably have to find 25 new things to write a book about because they're not going to stop. But let's just say hypothetically, I did train management. I always say this, they ain't gonna like it. And the reason they're not gonna like it is because I don't sugarcoat anything. I'll have to tell them, why do you play dumb so often? Why do your employees refer to you as stupidvisors? What do you think you're doing wrong? Victor said, in all my books, I write a chapter about management. And they probably never read it. Sometimes I wonder if they can read. I don't know. I don't care, man. I don't hold back. Look, I come from a management background. I have a management degree. I could write the book on management, but they wouldn't read it. They wouldn't listen. They're going to keep screwing it up.
And we do know, because we do know them personally, that there are some supervisors that actually give a shit about their employees. So,
well, I know 3 of them that do.
It's 5 actually.
I know 5 of them that do.
So we're not talking about across the board 100%.
Not you 5.
The ones that we know are the 5 that we know.
But unfortunately, look, I'm a manager. I have staff now that I manage. But ask any of them, does Chris love you? Every single one of them is going to say yes, because it's true. And your supervisors don't have that for the most part, unfortunately, except for those 5.
And Victor says, remember, light duty is
no, Victor, you don't have to be sorry. Oh,
limited duty.
He said, sorry to ask that question. No, Victor, I'm glad you asked that question.
No, it's great.
I like it because it's what I say all the time. Because I get asked all the time, will you train my supervisors? And my answer is always the same. They're not going to like it.
Yeah, so like he said, Light duty is totally different from limited duty, and it is. So make sure you guys know the difference, please.
Yeah, and there's an actual textbook definition to those. You can Google it. It's pretty simple.
What I'll do is after the live, I will post the limited duty about it on chats, and that lets me wanted to tell you that if you're on here and you haven't clicked the follow button and you just happen to see us in your news feed, click the follow button. And then that way you can get all our notifications when we go live. We are on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and LinkedIn. Wednesday night OWCP chats. We know a lot of people don't have Facebook, but we are also on YouTube.
So,
and
Tamara said, I already read it, so I'm just going to summarize. Okay. Tamara said that she had an injury long time ago, years ago. It was accepted, and her doctor said, you only need to come back if it gets worse again, basically. And it's getting bad. What do I do? So this is what you do, Tamara. Go back to your doctor, number one, and make sure that it's the same injury that came back. Is it the same thing? And the doctor's going to know. They're going to evaluate you and know, right? And so if the doctor says, yeah, this is the same thing, then you go back to work and you fill out a CA2A. It's called a notice of recurrence. And you do that, and then you go to your doctor and have your doctor write a narrative report explaining why this is a recurrence of the original accepted claim. And then they'll reopen it, and you can get the treatment you need to get better. You have lifetime medical benefits as a result of having had an accepted claim.
Yes, you do.
And if you need extra help, let us know.
Siobhan Webb, my doctor released me today saying I reached MMI. What do I do next? Guess what you get to do?
Well, hold on. You have the opportunity
I know that.
to get a schedule award, but it may not be time yet. But Siobhan, you should give us a call, send us a private message so we can guide you through what's next. If you're an MMI, you got a couple of things. That means for those of the rest of you out there, maximum medical improvement. That's where the doctor says medically you're as good as you're going to get, right? And Tamara, I'm going to get to you. I saw that.
Yeah.
So your doctor's got to put you at MMI, maximum medical improvement. From there, you got to decide, do I get to go back to work? Like, can I go back on a permanent limited duty assignment? Do I go back to work full duty? Right. That's next. CA17 from your doctor releasing you back to work at the level you can go. It doesn't have to be full duty. Have the doctor release you back at whatever level is safe for you. And then from there, your agency is going to have to find work for you, or something's going to happen. But then you need to communicate with your union and make sure that you're well taken care of. Those are the next steps for you. Tamara, you said I'm no longer working there. That's okay. CA2A, go to federalinjurycenters.com. You can see what that is. And I'm not sure if that's on eComp. Somebody here that's been on eComp, tell me if you can fill out a CA2A on eComp.
CA2A.
Notice of recurrence.
Correct.
Victor, if you have a chance, take a look at that. Anybody that can get on their eComp account, see if there's a CA2A button that you can click on. If not, you can get the form off my website. You can fill it out, scan it, and still submit it through eComp.
Yeah. So, okay. We're coming to the end, so get your questions in.
Hold on. Emma, are you saying no, there's not a CA2A on eComp? I think there's not, but I wanted to make sure I was right on that.
I've never gotten anything saying it was closed.
Oh, no, Tamara, don't sweat that. It doesn't matter. If your doctor says this is a recurrence of the initial injury, you need to go ahead and fill out that 2A no matter what. Okay, Emma, thank you. So it's not on there. So go to federalinjurycenters.com. There's a forms tab, OWCP forms.
I'm going to go and post it on our thing real quick.
Yeah, so I put it there.
The link.
I put it there so it's fast, easy for you to get. So go fill that out, just like handwrite everything in, nice, write it nice so they can read it, and then scan it to your computer, and then you can upload it on eComp. That's what you'll do, okay? And then your doctor will upload his or her narrative report explaining why it's a recurrence on eComp as well. And she just posted the link so you can find the forms.
All right, if you can see below, I just pinned it. So that same website takes you to the locations and videos on how-to videos. Tom did a great job with the videos. So Tom goes line by line in each video. We're gonna go over forms one week. So Siobhan said I resigned when the postmaster wouldn't allow me to work with my restrictions.
Say it again. I'm sorry.
She said, I resigned when the postmaster wouldn't allow me to work with my restrictions.
Well, okay. So the thing is, the postmaster violated the law by not allowing you to work with your restrictions. And you didn't have to resign. I'm sorry you did. But the postmaster could have said, well, we don't have any work for you, and sent you home. You just get home getting paid. But you are where you are now. And, let's work through it. On TikTok, what does that say? It's
thank you for the USPS employees you help.
I've said this before.
Long Island needs your help.
Doctors here don't write narratives. Yeah, we know. So look, Long Island, all of New York, the only New York office is Manhattan. The only place in all of New York you can get OWCP help is Federal Injury Centers in Manhattan. So we're working on it, though. We're definitely working on the rest of all the boroughs and all the areas in New York.
Carol said, if I'm on permanent limitation, do I need to go for my MMI now? I keep going every 3 months.
So you don't go for MMI. Your doctor tells you medically when you're an MMI. It's a medical decision. Now you can always say, hey doc, am I an MMI? And you either are or you aren't. That's how that goes.
Erica Galindo said, how soon would I need a narrative from my doctor after CA1 was filed?
Your doctor needs to get your narrative report within 10 days. And the reason why is on day 11, OWCP can cut off your continuation of pay. Now, as soon as your medical documentation goes in, they reinstate it. But how long do you want to go without getting paid, right? So you want to tell your doctor to get it going, get that thing in. They need to e-comp it within 10 days.
Siobhan said, I got frustrated, but I did file a whistleblower complaint against her.
Good. And you know what? That should protect you. Unfortunately, sometimes it doesn't, but it should. We have whistleblower protection laws.
Okay, I lost my comments. Okay, so we went over limited.
And Tamara said, y'all are awesome.
Aw.
Nah, you're awesome. Thanks for saying that.
So we went over limited duty. If you have any more questions on that, go ahead and put them down real quick. We'll answer them. And then we just ended by telling you how to get the best
outcome for a CA1 claim.
CA1.
And using the 25 things you can do to win an OWCP. I just wanted to have this out here to show you how to apply the book. And that's how you apply it. It applies to a CA2. It applies to getting paid. It applies to protecting your job. There's so many things that this thing does for you in such a compact little, whatever book.
Tanya, absolutely. She says, doesn't the supervisors have 4 hours from the time you tell them about your injury to produce the CA-16?
It says the supervisor shall issue Form CA-16 within 4 hours of the claimed injury. And that's in here. Okay. The exact law in the Code of Federal Regulations is there. Victor said, drinks on me at the Florida APW seminar in Ocala. I will take you up on it, Victor.
Tequila shots, please.
Everyone that knows me knows what my drink is. Who knows? Put in the comments. Who knows what Chris really likes?
Tequila for me, please.
Don't tell him.
Oh, I'm saying for me.
Yeah, for her, tequila.
Okay, so while Victor puts the comment in there, so don't forget, get injured today. Today, you go on ecomp.dol.gov, file your CA1, get your CA-16, get a CA-17, and what else? Find a doctor.
COP.
Click check off COP.
Witness statement.
Get your witness statement. Take pictures if you need to.
Oh, and there's one I didn't say. Write your own personal statement. Write an employee statement. You got to give that to your doctor, and you have to mandate that your doctor puts that in their narrative report.
Yeah.
And you can go to breakingowcp.com for that too. I've got a free downloads page, and there's a form on there for how to write a employee statement, how to write your own personal statement. You should download that. It will help you walk through.
Asha said, do you have experience with EEOC as far as supervisors not following the ELM?
So I don't personally have experience because I've never been able to file an EEO claim, but your union reps do for sure, and that's who you go to. Tanya, I hate that you're here for this, but damn, I'm glad you're here. It's nice to see you. I first saw Tanya on LinkedIn probably 6 or 7 years or 8 years ago.
She's been there forever.
She and I have followed each other for a long, long time. So I'm happy we're able to help, but I hate that it's under these circumstances.
And what Emma said, make copies of everything. If you're doing it through eComp, you can print everything out.
Victor said that I talk a lot when I'm not.
He does. He does.
Yeah, but I'm not. But I do.
But he disappears. It's so fun. And Eric got to see it last night. He wanders off with some friends, and then you don't see him for an hour or two, and then he found me and Eric again last night.
And then the next thing you know, hey, where's Chris? Chris goes to bed. Chris doesn't make a fool of himself. He goes to bed.
Yeah. So it's been fun so far. Siobhan said, I filed several EEOs and one each, and every one of them.
Damn,
awesome.
Siobhan. So if anybody wants to know how to win an EEO, message Siobhan. She's got it down.
Victor.
I love hearing that. Actually, Siobhan, I need to talk to you.
Victor says, Sarojini, don't forget to bring your big wine glass. I'm gonna my marker. That's Mangoes, martini glass. I am bringing it. I'm bringing both because one's going to be for you.
Asha, if you haven't heard a response, you got to leave a voicemail with your claims examiner and say what the heck. And because they transcribe all the voicemails and they have to respond to everything in writing, so now everything's in writing. Okay.
So if you guys are not getting any response, we hear this. So if you guys are not getting any response from your union or your stewards or not helping, you got to go to the next person. Maybe your NBA, your district rep. You need to go up the food chain to make sure that you get taken care of, because they don't care that you're injured. They just want you to keep working on a broken body part or not feeling well.
So Tanya says she grabbed Breaking OWCP book after her last injury. I'm glad. I hope it helped, Tanya. I'm sure it did. I hope it did, even though hope is not a strategy, criticism. But Erica said that her supervisor gave her a CA-16 after 6 days, which is, they're supposed to give it to you within 4 hours, right? But even though that she asked for one, and you don't even have to ask, they should know, but you got to ask. You have to demand, right? Even though she asked when she reported, which is right on the money. Now, that's exactly right, Erica. Because of that, I went past my 10 days to turn in a narrative. So here's the deal. It's okay to go past 10 days. You don't necessarily, it's not that you will absolutely get your COP cut off, but you can get it cut off. The Code of Federal Regulations says that COP can be cut off, can be, not shall be. Okay, that's a big difference. If they don't receive supporting documentation within 10 days. It's okay that you got it in after 10 days. If you finally got your CA-16, good for you. That's a win. Like, that's a big win. Good job.
When she say, crap, my union was great. I was referring to already went through the first process of EEOC and got denied. I appealed with them, but I haven't heard anything and response time has lapsed.
Find out from Siobhan. She knows what's up.
This is why we have you guys on this page. You guys can always reply to one another.
Yeah, we want you talking to each other.
When one of you has been through something and you surpassed it and won that whatever you're talking about. So always help out your union brothers and sisters, regardless to what agency they're from. So, because it goes the same thing.
Carly said, what does it take for a union to get you both to come to a training for their local stewards? Carly, it's like this. Hey, Gini, will you come out? What do you say?
Let me check my calendar.
The answer is yes, though.
Yeah. Carly, we talked the other week. We hope we helped your friend. Remember she had that, she said she was on the river and her phone had 1% battery and she had that guy call you.
Yeah.
So yeah, we will come out and do steward training. This is what, and this goes for all the agencies, all the unions. We do steward training. We can come out for that. We do Zoom training for local union nights whenever you guys have your union membership. And we will come out to do state and national conventions. We got Victor on here. Ask Victor. Every time they've invited us for APW in Florida, we've been there for the last maybe 3-4 years already.
Yeah.
And BOP, this is our second or third event with them.
But it's important to understand what does it take to get us out? A union official, someone who's in charge, has got to give us an official invite, because we don't crash a party we weren't invited to officially. So
the training, and this goes across the board again for all agencies, it is 4 hours long for the full training. We do not charge anything to come out. We pay our own way, pay our own hotel. We bring fun, free stuff. We bring a bunch of stuff. Yeah. And what else? We ask for a vendor table so we could set up a table with all the fun stuff. And then that way we can answer your one-on-one questions. And we ask for a projection screen and a projector. And that's it. And we like advance notice. So we know next year, I think almost we're going to live in a hotel half the country of APW will be inviting us, because from the president's meeting we went to. I'm just hoping that my dogs don't forget me. Yeah. For those APW members, if you have any issues getting in touch with your local union, please reach out to National APW. Yeah, so just climb the ladder. Guys. Climb the ladder. Tanya, last year this time, my broken wrist, now a broken ankle. Come on, Tanya. Yeah? All right, well, I forget where you're located, Tanya. Where you live? Are you in like Oklahoma? I don't remember where you're at. I'd sure like to be able to help you personally, though. Where is Tanya? I don't remember where she's located, where she lives. Tanya, where are you at? Where are you at, Tanya? Okay, so does anybody have any more questions tonight? Again, tonight's chats is dedicated to the Bureau of Prisons. Bureau of Prison guys. And all these big offensive linemen, linebacker, defensive end types that work as prison guards. Man. We have you don't want to mess with these. Respect for you guys. You don't want to mess with these big, giant teddy bears. Yeah. These guys are like will
monsters.
smash you in half, but be careful.
Even the ones that are my size, I wouldn't mess with them. They're probably the most violent. South Bend, let's go, Tanya.
Oh,
You know
that's
we
right.
can help
She's
you.
going Dr.
That's
Courage.
right. Go Irish.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay, so if you're not with Dr. Courage, give him a call.
Yeah. There was one BOP guy, long beard. If you're watching, you know who you are. And I just had to look up at him like this. I was like, yeah.
She met all these guys from Arkansas last night. So
so cute.
half of my family tree is planted in Arkansas. I'm full blood Texan, okay, but a lot of my family has roots in Arkansas, and so we walked down last night, and there's these 4 or 5 guys, and they started talking, and it stopped me down. I said, "Where are you from?" I knew where they're from. Okay, like that accent, you just know it. And he said, Arkansas, right? And she is in love with country accents.
It's so cute.
I lost mine a long time ago. I'm Texan, and my Texan accent's gone.
They
But Tanya's got the
cute,
Irish.
Yeah,
the clever head.
I had to
go
tell
Irish.
them. I told them how cute they are. And then this other guy, which he said he's going to get on a live video with me tonight. I said, I'm going to ask you a topic, and you got to answer it. I told him I'm going to go live on
with
my
your
Facebook
best
page.
Country accent.
He's so cute. There was 4 of them, 5 of them, super cute. And then the one tall guy that I had to look up to with the 2 feet long beard, which is super cute. He's from Louisiana.
Yeah,
really sweet guy. He said, "Well, give me
got
your
his own
information."
special accent, of course, Louisiana.
He's gonna hook up his people in Louisiana. We have one doctor out there, Dr. McMorris in Walker, Louisiana.
Hey, Tanya, I want to say 2 things to you. One, obviously, go Irish. I am the biggest Notre Dame fan of all time. But 2, we're going to make a point in the next several months, hopefully sooner than later, to get to South Bend. Football season's coming, so clearly I got to go see a game anyways. And when we're up there, we're going to go visit Dr. Courage's office. I'd love to meet you. So
we'll have a little meet and greet.
We'll let you know.
There, yeah.
Like I said, we've been following each other for years. I'd love to meet her in person. That'd be a real treat for me.
And you guys, we're gonna end here, but let me just let you know that come on September later. Oh my God.
Good night, Em. Thanks for being here.
Oh my gosh. Okay. September. Oh no, my phone. September 28th, we are going to be in Montgomery, Alabama. This is for business entrepreneurs and any leaders, union leaders, anybody that wants to come and better themselves and talk to the doctors and grow with our doctors or us and just have a business open mind. You are welcome to come. And those friends that are in, Tuscaloosa, Montgomery, Birmingham, you guys
Auburn.
oh yeah.
All the areas.
Yeah. I'm going to be putting out the invites.
Come on from Mobile and Huntsville. Come on out.
Yeah. I'm going to be sending out invites to all the leaders. And
if you're Atlanta, come on over.
And those of you that are any union members, you are welcome to come by. We just want to make it really fun and let the community know who Dr. Harper is and what he has to offer while we're out there. So that'll be September 28th from 6 to 9.
What he has to offer is winning.
He's winning.
Straight up killer when it comes to OWCP.
Yeah. Victor?
Yeah, he's reporting someone else.
Okay. So any other questions, guys, on limited duty or how to maximize and fill your CA1 out to
So over here, what to do if the union says accept job under protest, even if it's not within IME or doctor restrictions? Well, okay, so I've heard this lots of times too. The union will say, well, just accept the job under protest. Well, that's, in my opinion, no offense to unions, I think that's old. That's an old tactic, because now that we all understand the law, you don't have to accept the job offer under any circumstance. The law affords you 30 to 45 days. You don't have to accept it under protest just because they say you must sign now. Listen, you don't have to sign now. Get the book, okay? Understand the law. I understand that. And I used to tell people sign under protest, but then I looked up the law. I couldn't believe I kept saying that. I was just repeating what someone else said. I don't want to be like a stupid advisor. So the law says you have 30 to 45 days. Follow the law.
What happened to my Facebook? It got hacked. Michelle Foster in Vietnam removed my phone number, email.
Probably not Michelle Foster.
Oh, it said Michelle
I
Foster.
know.
Yeah, they removed my phone number, my email address, and deleted about a couple hundred Facebook friends and family. So again, if you are removed from Gini Helms'
Go
page,
back and follow again, please.
just go back, friend request me. I can't go. I don't keep track of who's on there and who's not, because I have like over 5,000 followers. So you have to friend request me again. What else?
That's it. So listen, we love this. We almost were thinking, well, gosh, are we going to be able to do this here? But I'm happy we did. I'm glad the Wi-Fi held up. But it was really great having you all on. And do us a favor. Don't do me any favors. Actually, do your friends favors and share. Yep. You got to let people know we're doing this. Wednesday night, OWCP chats with Chris and Gini. Tell your friends we're doing it. They need to be coming on here and learning. If you wait until you need the information, it's too late. And you're behind the 8 ball already. You know, we want to be able to help you with the problems you're having tonight so you don't have that problem again tomorrow. So those of you that have been here getting your questions answered, imagine if you weren't here and you still had those questions, but you didn't know we could answer them right now. Okay, you'd still be stressed out about it tomorrow. So tell your friends, tell your coworkers. Hopefully you have friends that are coworkers. If not, get some friends and tell them. Go check out Chris and Gini on Wednesday night OWCP chats.
Oh, and I want to give a shout out to John Zoom.
What's up?
Because
which is not his whole last name. That's tricky.
Yeah, ZUM. Number one, he just invited me to their Facebook page, so thank you. So we get some more BOP
or as Notre Dame
friends.
would do.
And he was actually my first BOP friend. I mean, like, I'm talking maybe like 2-3 years ago. He reached out and asked a quick question, and he said he saw us on Wednesday night chats and he had a question, and he's been following us since then. And you know, we've gotten to see him a couple times now, and he just took off on me without a selfie.
John,
I'm coming to Chicago for you.
John.
But it was great seeing you. And again, tonight's chats is dedicated to the BOP guys and gals. Thank you. And, you know, whatever topics you guys want to hear, you can always comment or message me, and we definitely will talk about it.
Those are the pink glasses you give a friend to read. Okay. So
yeah, Brian.
Those of you that, I'm glad you brought that up. Those of you that saw the pictures that we posted last night with Eric, you know, that's Eric Blowers was in there as well. But the guy wearing her glasses is a guy named Brian Neal.
That's Chris's best friend.
Brian he's the best friend I have. And I have a lot of great friends, and I have a lot of friends that I call best friends, and I mean it like with all my heart. But Brian, when I used to work in Texas, I lost that job after 21 years. My own fault. I wanted out. But Brian kept me afloat. He made sure that his buddy never went down into a dark, dark hole. And I'll never forget, he's the best friend that any guy could ever have. If you get an opportunity to meet Brian Neal, that'll be a real gift to your life. That guy he's a real blessing to mine.
Yeah. Victor, it was so funny. I actually gave them to Eric one night because he left. I think it was Monday night.
Now Eric looks really pretty in pink.
And he needed a pair of glasses, and I gave him mine, and I forgot to take a picture, and I was hoping I was going to catch him, but next time I know he's going to need it.
Last night they were playing like musical chairs with the glasses though. Everyone was using hers. I got my own. I'm good.
And Carly, she goes, I just asked our president. She wants to know what you're doing in November for a class in California. Message or text me. You have my cell phone number. Text me and let's chat, and I'm going to put you on the books.
Yeah, it sounds fun. November in California it sounds really like a good idea.
Yeah,
actually.
So,
and Tanya, yes, we will chat on LinkedIn.
All right, guys. Well, we hope we answered all your questions on limited duty and how to file your CA1 and make sure it's perfect before submitting.
Diana, we miss your face too.
Oh, we're going to be back we're actually coming, us and our entire staff.
In October to Park City. We're having a staff meeting in Park City in October. So maybe you can come up the mountain and say hi.
If anybody's in Utah and Salt Lake or wherever, and you want to come to Park City and meet our entire staff, you will be able to, because they will all be there, and this is going to be exciting for them and us.
Yeah.
And especially for me, because that's my home state, and
we're all going up there so we can get better at what we do to help you.
We'll chat on LinkedIn.
Yep.
And yeah, Diane, for sure. Most definitely. Well, everybody, again, thank you so much for hopping on tonight. Don't forget to follow us. Click the follow. If you're on YouTube, click that subscribe button. And we are also on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn. I just blurted out. Hey, from Louisiana, I got to get some Cajun cooking. Yes, please. So Chris is making funny faces on his TikTok.
I love TikTok. It's so addicting. If you're not on TikTok, be careful. You're going to waste a lot of time.
Martha, that was so sweet. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
We can't do this without you guys supporting us. After over 14,000 followers and 458,000 views each year.
Ron McMorris.
So, thank you.
Dr. McMorris is in Louisiana. right outside of Baton Rouge, and you're late to the party, but you made it just on time before we left. If you're in Louisiana, go check out Dr. McMorris. That's another guy, and all he does is win, win, win. No matter what.
Hey, Doc, you're going to be getting a bunch of BOP guys coming your way.
That's right.
So
yep,
we talked about you last night.
Hey, everybody. It was nice having you on TikTok. Thanks for being here.
And don't forget to follow. Have them follow you.
Follow me on TikTok. Tell all your friends. Follow me on TikTok.
All right, guys. We won't see you next week. We are going to Antigua for our anniversary.
On a secluded island where nobody can see me, with trees covering our swimming pool so nobody can look in. I'll still wear shorts though. We're
going to go horseback riding on the beach, in the water, in the ocean. So that's
definitely wearing shorts for that. Yeah.
So we will see you guys back in 2 weeks from today. So
all right, everyone, have a good night.
Thank you guys. Have a good night.
See you later, TikTok.